This is Bill with Murray Services. We're going to go over the setup of the Ecobee thermostat. This is a new thermostat that they've been using them for a couple of years now in mobile homes by Clayton Homes. But they have changed the generation, and we always are running into different setups, and many people are having some questions on them. So I'm going to go over the setup again on this new style. First thing you do when you get your new home, and this will work for either the new Carrier systems, the Goodman system, a Train system, a Nordyne system, or a Miller. First thing you do is go to your breaker box, make sure the one marked furnace and the one marked heat pump are both on. Sometimes there will be two that are marked furnace, but make sure they're all in the on position. On a breaker box, your on position is toward the middle. Then go back to the furnace itself. And on this one, this is the Carrier system. The breaker is behind this rubber piece, and the lever needs to be in the up position. At that point, you come over to the Ecobee thermostat, which will be going through a warm-up phase, and you'll see the bee flying around. Takes it just a few minutes to warm up and to get ready. It comes up with an Ecobee. Normally, on the first startup of a Ecobee thermostat, it will come up and say, "Let's get started," down here in the right corner. But this thermostat has already had the power turned on to it, and we run into this a lot where power has been on with just the furnace, or if you run into one where somebody has turned it on and tried to do the setup on it and it's not working properly. So if that's the case, which is what we've got right now, go down here to this bottom left corner where you see the three lines and hit that. That'll bring up the menu. Scroll down to settings and then go down and hit reset. And this is, if it does not come up with "let's get started," then you need to go ahead and do this complete reset and hit reset all. It will verify and say yes. And then you'll also have to verify again and tell it okay. It goes back through its startup session, and then it says, "Let's get started." Hi there. When you get to this point, this is going to ask you about whether you're a homeowner or a professional. If you say you're a homeowner, it does not take you through all the steps that need to be gone through. So go ahead and hit "I'm a pro" and hit next, and it'll just tell it you do understand. When it gets to this point, yes, you do have only the RC, and you're using a single speed motor. Now this is the part that you don't get to if you don't put "I'm a pro," but we need to verify that these wires are all connected. The RC, the G, the Y1, OB, C, and W1. If any of those are not showing that connection after you do a reset all, then you do have probably a problem. You need to call your installer and hit yes. Fahrenheit, you're doing an air-to-air heat pump. This is the next step, and this is whether you're using the old generation or the new generation. This needs to say "on cool." This is how your OB is energized, is in the on cool position, and then hit next. If you are using a gas furnace, then this would need to be in the disable. But if you're using an electric furnace, which 90% of the mobile homes are using, you want it to say enable and hit next. Except on a gas furnace, then you would hit disable. Set this to disable on the next screen. If you're using a gas furnace, then you would scroll this over to about 35 degrees. But with the electric furnace, leave it in disable and hit next. We are using a furnace instead of a boiler. You want your fan controlled by the thermostat. You can name this whatever you want. Most people just leave it on my Ecobee. For this purpose, if you already have Wi-Fi set up at your house, at this point you can tell it to select your network and put in your password and all that. But most people, when they're setting up their thermostat, do not have the Wi-Fi connected yet. So we'll skip that, hit next. This you can set it for either heat, cool, or auto, depending on whether you're setting yours up in the summer or the winter. We're going to leave it off for right now. It will ask you where you want your thermostat during the winter. Most people will set it on around 70 to 71. We're going to set this one on 70. And where do you want it in the summer? Most people will set around 75. I know some people like it a little cooler, but now your systems are only designed to keep a house at about 75. You're in the United States. If you're in Eastern time zone, then you would want that set for New York. Right now, and you do have to set your clock. We're looking at about 12:35 p.m. And today is December the 17th of 2020. And then you are through with the setup and just tell it to finish. At this time, usually it will take your Ecobee a few minutes to calibrate. It's not uncommon for it to say calibrating heat disabled, and it'll take up to 10 to 15 minutes sometimes. Sometimes it'll come on fairly quickly. This would be a good time to review your paperwork, look over all your warranty information. One thing that we provide, I don't know if all other installers do, but we provide you a sheet of paper that has your it has your warranty information down here. It has the website to go to register your warranty, has all your serial numbers and the date of installation printed on it. Take time to go to that website and do that. What that does for you, and whether it's this is for the carrier system, but depending on which one you have, whether it's a Train or a Goodman or a Nordine or a Carrier, they all offer 10-year parts warranty if you register. If you do not register, you get anywhere between 1 and 5 years on parts. So it's worth the time to take to register that warranty. Now this unit is already calibrated, so at this point, hit this up here where it says off, and then you can set it for heat, cool, auto, or auxiliary. We're going to set this one for heat mode. It's kind of cool right now. It automatically comes up to 70, but you can change that temperature real easy just by dragging it up and down. After the unit is through calibrating, you should hear the fan start up in your furnace. These new carrier systems are extremely quiet. You can hear it now. I've got the door open, but once I shut the door, it's relatively quiet. Then you can go to your outside and check your system out here. Make sure that it is running, and it is running. At that point, you can check the air coming out of your registers. It's a good idea to go through and make sure all of your floor registers are open, and you should start feeling warm air coming out of them. On a double wide, also one thing that I want to address, you will get questions where this room is on one half of the house, the furnace is on the other, and maybe the room in the far back will be, it may be a little cooler than the other rooms during the winter, or a little warmer than the other rooms in the summer. This unit can only put out so much air, is the way it's designed. And of course the rooms that are right beside it will get the most air. So if that's the case and you're getting cooler rooms, come to the register right beside where the furnace is, or the ones that are closer, and you can actually shut down these dampers. You see that it's got a damper inside it, and you can close down that damper so that this room will get less air, and that will force more air to go to the other rooms that are further away. And that is how you adjust the flow of the air. But that should take care of any questions, and if you have anything beyond that that goes different or goes awry while you're setting up your thermostat, or something's not working, contact either your dealer or your installer, which is usually the best bet. Thank you very much.